Something wrong with your sound. So, you sound like the chipmunk. You hear that? Hold on. Hold on. Let me mute this. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead, talk. That's crazy. Does he got this live? What's up, B? You still sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't know why your speed is so hot. It's so fast, but you sound just like Alvin and the Chipmunk. All right. We're having some technical difficulties. This is what you get when you have. So we're gonna, I guess, go ahead and push forward just a little bit. I'd like to welcome everybody to edition of the Three-Headed Monster, um, with myself and Brother Brian. Brother Brian will be back shortly. Uh, I don't know what's going on with his computer, but the sound seems to be sped up just a little bit.
All right, I'm back.
Oh yeah, there you are.
Okay. Whew. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm in here sweating. Feel like I got on ran my master's house.
I was like,
All
it sounded just like the chipmunks. I was like, what is going
right.
on?
So what's going on, man?
Man, not too much. It's another day,
Yeah,
rainy
I'm just
day.
trying to get back in. Is it for real?
Yeah, you're
Man, I
right.
don't know what's up with the weather here. You
How's the
know,
weather in Philly?
1 minute it's 90 degrees. Next thing you know, it's fucking 80 degrees. Next thing I know, it's like 70 degrees. Man, I don't know what to think about us no more. So, all right, go ahead and go ahead and get your public appearance out the way. Not your public. All right, wait a minute. Oh man, we had people commenting and everything.
Yeah, that sound was crazy. So,
Yeah, I see that, man. All right, let me
so
see.
as always, um, this show is about our opinions and us verbalizing uh, things that the facts. So please don't believe anything that we tell you. Whatever you hear, you take it. You go research it for yourself. Come back, and then we can build upon it and go forward. Uh, what's up, B? In your regular voice.
Yo, I apologize for that earlier. Um, Technical difficulties. Something was trying to get us not to get on. I started my nose. I felt like my nose was ashy. I didn't like the way I was looking. It was kind of like an odd feeling. And I'm kind of like, okay, what's really going on? Because I know we haven't been on for a while. Um, and we coming back on. And I think once we sometimes we when we take breaks like this, we come back with current events. And a lot has happened since the last time we chat. A lot of craziness has been going on, but it's one of them things that you have to pay attention to everything that's going around. Pay attention to, just pay attention to your surroundings and really, really focus on, what's best for you. Because right now, I feel like a match split is going to be happening. I mean, I pray to the ancestors for them to give us guidance through whatever we're going to go through. Um, it made me really look at some other things and me change a lot of different things about what I got going on within me and my household. Um,
Right.
because right now, I mean, you see some of these. Uh, we had two shootings. Well, actually, it was another one yesterday. It's kind of interesting because that's all we keep hearing is shootings,
Right.
shooting, and it's like, why is these shootings, you know, such a major thing? Hey, Jerome, can you go on your Facebook and edit the post,
Yeah.
put it on public?
Yeah.
Um, but it's kind of funny because now I'm starting to see, it's a pattern. It's really a pattern, and it's a lot of different things that's going on. Um, but again, like Jerome says, it's our opinion. and understanding it. Our opinions is our opinions. I mean, I got comments. Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Eric Starr? But this situation that happened in Buffalo. Let's get into
Right.
one.
All right.
We see a young white male. Oh my bad. Let me get in the camera. A young white male goes all the way to Buffalo to a certain particular grocery store and shoots up people and put it on live stream.
Right.
But sometimes you got to understand, you got to dig deeper and find out, why this particular one. And he drove by who knows how many.
Right.
But out of all this, who is the most highlighted person out of this situation? Out of the shooting, who did they main focus was on? I mean, rest in peace to the people that were shot. For their families. But
Right.
Aaron Salters was the main person, the retired police officer. I noticed they just kept putting him up there as a security guard. He shot back. They said he shot 9 times. And, another thing that you really got me was another person that goes and shoots up our people and walks out with nothing hurt. Now, the reason why I brought up Mr. Aaron Salters, rest in peace, is because this dude had a patent. He was an inventor. The dude was creating a way to drive in a vehicle using water. He's not
That
the first.
operates the motor.
It's the second person that did it. The first person, well, he got somehow he died too. So I don't.
He got killed. He didn't die.
Yeah. So again, this is just my theory. Just my theory. That was an assassination attempt, and you had to cover it up by killing other people that was in it.
That's exactly what it was.
So that's why it was kind of strange. Like, man, you drove all the way to that, just to, and I just kept wondering why the news kept putting out a retired police officer out. All them people that got, massive, got shot up and was sacrificed. You had to cover it up for something else.
Right.
And that's the messed up part. Now we know people are starting to find, gas prices going up, food going up. And I see people going back to the old school ways. Some. I take that back some by trying to find other ways to not use whatever the resources is. In other words, you're not relying on corporations, you're relying on your abilities and whatever is put into your mind and your conscience and into your, I feel like a lot of us is starting to tap in and starting to see some of the stuff that we can do. And I think the pandemic set it off. I know for me, it set it off because I grow my own food. I grow my own greens. I'm growing my own food. Um, and it's kind of like I wasn't thinking about ever doing that. I never thought about doing a garden until the situation happened, until COVID hit, and then the grocery store. So I feel like this nation is getting ready to turn back to what it's supposed to be. I think this I feel like, but I think the only problem is us indigenous people of America don't want it. We don't want our land back because we're not claiming that this is our land, this is ours, because we've been indoctrinated to believe that we all came here off a damn sail ship. So
Right.
I feel like the powers, I feel like when you starting to see more and more crazy things, that's more of somebody's feeling threatened, and they got to put that fear back into you. But let me stop talking. Let me let you jump in on that. What you think about this situation? Because I mean, we could talk all day. We could talk all day on this one because I feel like there's more to this situation than what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you look at let's look at the overall situation, just not gas, not just the gas prices rising, but the dependency on gas. There's more a bigger push towards electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but with the electric vehicles, they're still doing the hybrids where it's still gas and electric. And so even though it would be a big cut uh, in the petroleum world, you still would be selling. But if you could turn things to water, and the only byproduct of it is water, um, that would put a stranglehold on the petroleum business.
I think,
So
I think it's bigger than that though, Jerome. Because I think once everything goes electric, you're under their control no matter what. Because no matter what, you still need petroleum to produce electricity.
yeah,
They
yeah,
just
yeah.
not. They just losing a huge chunk of their pie.
Yeah, I
But
mean
I feel
that's.
like
I mean it's not just gas. With the petroleum, with the oil. You got diesel. So you're talking about trucking, about uh, an immense amount of money that could be lost, will be lost. And of course, trust me, they've already adjusted to it.
Melissa, and that's my point when I say I feel like they're controlling. To the fact is, if I got y'all all on the same situation, because I mean, come on, we seen what happened in Texas last year. They lose power, and you had
Yeah,
a ton of people that was out of power in the winter, and it happened to be one of the coldest winters in Texas.
yeah. But the grid. The thing with the grid is it's not federal grid, right? So it's still in
No,
section.
it's still a
Can't like
corporation.
shut down the whole grid. You can't shut down the whole grid um, because it's still it may be antiquated, but you know that might be the best thing that it's not all on one system. Uh, um, but as far as the water, getting back to that, and why he was assassinated, it's not like you're not really spinning any conspiracy theories when you think about who he was, where he
Mhm.
worked, and that somebody with 200 miles, like you said, passing all those grocery stores, passing all those communities to kill this man specifically, and then others around him to make it look as if a mass shooting, because we know that most people are triggered by that. And so when you can trigger people, that's why I think about the Buffalo shooting happened, and people were starting to figure out because they were finding out who the man was, that this was an assassination. So what happens conveniently? Another shooting. This time being a school shooting, and it being children, making it much more intense. Uh, making it a bigger draw, if you will, away from uh, those who may have been investigating what was going on with the Buffalo shooting.
You got Mr. Alex. What's going on, Mr. Alex? You have him putting out what? Find it ironic that no one is bringing up, who is praised for being underage individual. Yeah, they are. I mean, they ain't being praised because he kind of disappeared. He needed to disappear. I'm gonna go and put that out there. He needed to
But I
disappear.
mean, his was an assassination also.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that pastor was the target. Everybody else thorough damage to make it look like uh, some minor terrorist group, the KKK or white supremacist terrorist group was. This is the reason, but it was another assassination.
I'm seeing something too because I think, let's say Melissa put it, they're on a long game, a long plan. Trying to understand what you mean when she. I know they on a long game, but what gets me um, is
Who is they?
yeah, that's a good question. Who is that? I think the thing about it is when you use, right now people are so easily influenced. We have what everybody was scared of this whole critical race theory. Now is the replacement theory. It's always, now is stop abortions. People need to understand there's a reason why, again, we only giving you our opinion. They stop abortions for a reason. Abortion was put in place for a reason. And I noticed something, and I mean, I happen to be talking to my wife. And I mean, I don't want people to take it. You take it the way you want to take it, but it's facts. It's facts. When you're dealing with the people of color or indigenous people, if you put a plan out to affect them and whatever happens to them, you don't really care. It's not a pandemic. It's not a big situation. But once it starts affecting anybody other than indigenous people, then it becomes a problem. Um, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So now
Yeah, I know exactly.
you have let's stop the whole situation with abortion. Who the hell was talking about abortion? Who I didn't know that was a big situation. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Right.
but I mean, I'm only saying that just to be keeping it real. I didn't know that was a big situation because I don't really hear it out like that, other than people going to the clinics and this and that. I'm like, I haven't even heard anybody that I know that has had one in years. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, Planned Parenthood all of a sudden is going all to hell. Now we have to, ban abortion. So we complaining that we overpopulated, but at the same time, we trying to stop, this situation. Now, I'm not saying that I'm for abortions. I'm not saying I'm against abortions. I'm a father of 6 kids, so I mean, you probably can already tell the whole abortion situation is, kind of like out the window for me. But you know, but I mean, but at the same time, I mean, I don't like it how it's been publicized or even religiousized. To
You
the
think
fact
it's
that
been religiousized?
yeah, it's like
I
all of a
mean,
sudden,
that the whole point of it is that they call it murder. So if it's murder, that's kind of breaking one of the Ten Commandments.
but ain't that something that we do all the time? When do we honor these commandments? When do we really? I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, do we? Do we? Is as
Uh,
a society, as a nation, do we?
as a nation, come on, no.
So
But I mean, at the end of the day, whether you believe or don't believe, it should be like guidelines, though, right?
okay, you know how I feel when it comes to this particular guidelines and understanding these guidelines. It's there for advice or a certain way of how you look at things. it is not law. And I mean, I hate to say it to the Senate is because it's so much about how this nation is built on Christianity, on Freemasonry, on, and we play it when we need to play it. We use it when we need to use it. Because if abortion law shouldn't even be in place if we was under the Christian banner, because is you shouldn't, is no matter what, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't do that. But again, people play it when they want to use it. And I
I
hate it.
mean, I get what you're saying, but I think the way they look at it when they say Christianity, right? Um, because it can be used as a medical tool. You know what I'm saying? Like something's wrong with the child is, that it may be terminal in it, so
Melissa, you might need to jump on. Melissa, you might need to jump on because I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's in parenthood um it was started as a means to control the population, the black population.
True.
The eugenics a society or the eugenics movement uh, made the Planned Parenthood. I mean, everybody that was the founding members were part of the eugenics movement, and that eugenics movement was to eradicate black people from this earth. I mean, that's not a secret. Mary, what's her name? Is it Margaret Singer? One of the founding members of the Planned Parenthood group, the one that Miss Clinton said, was one of her inspirations. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Margaret, I think it's Margaret Singer. She said that uh, black people were weeds and they need to be eradicated from this earth.
Mm. Yeah, she said it was Marjorie Singer. Yeah, Singler, whatever.
Yeah,
But see, that's the thing. Why did all of a sudden is against our culture, but the minute it started affecting
what
their
you mean
culture?
all of a sudden?
Well, I mean, because now all of a sudden it's become the big push. It's the push to stop it, to stop it. Where was you at when it started? Why all of a sudden now? Why all of a sudden now we got all these crazy ass? We got to stop this, but you won't stop guns. You won't stop guns. You won't stop gun control. And and I
Because
guess my point.
guns are the only thing that keeps the playing field level.
Oh, you got to break that one down. Oh yeah, come on. You ain't gonna give me just that and stop. I need more. I need more. You gotta keep going with that one. Don't just don't give me one of them Jeromes and walk away. I need more, Jerome.
So you need more than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need more than you say that. I need more.
Okay. Um, what did what is Darwin and his theory really about? It's not about just evolution. You got to read the black box. Um,
Oh, they took half his theory out anyway.
yeah,
They took half the theory. They took half of what his theory was. They didn't even put the second part in. But go ahead.
yeah.
My bad.
Well,
My
I
bad.
mean, evolution wasn't his theory anyway. You know,
Again, but
you
but
know,
you keep saying
he kind of
something that I'm keep
yeah,
hearing.
he was kind of
Theory.
piggybacking on that. But anyway, the black um, of the fittest, right? Only the strong survive. So when you look at nature, you look at things in nature, if things are born naturally stronger, then you have to have an equalizer, because you can't have one group that's born stronger, born faster, born smarter, and not have a deterrent and not try to keep that group of people corralled.
Mhm.
So
Say my guns can't make choices to harm or kill on their own. Can
I
they?
don't, I don't, I don't think anybody has said anybody shouldn't have guns or there shouldn't be guns. I'm saying the reason for guns being so prevalent. All right, I'll tell you this. Research why
Hold on. Let me throw this
the
question out.
NRA was created.
Let me ask you this question. What was the Second Amendment for?
Say what?
What was the Second Amendment for?
Who was it for?
Yes. What was the Second Amendment for? In other
Is that
words, the
for the
right to
public?
bear
Is that
arms.
for
The
the
right to
government?
bear arms is put in place for a reason.
Of course.
And we got to look at it. The right to bear arms is put in place in the late 1700s.
That is
Well, I mean,
correct.
so we saying the Constitution, we're looking at 1776, but I mean, most of the stuff they really get pushed into play into like 1780. Think about it. George Washington didn't become president to 1783. So you telling me within this time this country is building, you saying it's a right to bear arms was fear. You don't need a damn. What you need a gun for? It's my right because I mean it's my right to, walk down the street with a AR, 15 or whatever type gun you have.
Right.
I walk down the street and I got my pistol out and it's in this holster. I'm gonna get stopped by the cops, but it's my right to bear arms though. It's my freedom to bear arms.
Now you got to taper that with something. If you're talking about revolutionary times in the 1700s,
Hmm.
be it early, be it late, slavery was a law.
True.
Um, so it was legal. Slavery was legal. So
Hmm.
slaves could not bear arms. So when those uh, rights were built into law, then of course they did not have you in mind because it was illegal for you to own a gun.
But I feel like it was in place to keep us in check.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because what keeps you in check was the NRA, the National Rifle Association. In its foundation, it was to keep up with the number of how own guns.
Hmm.
That was the
I'm listening.
nation of the society. Was they wanted to know which one of y'all had on. So if we did attack,
True. Because again, I have mine. I don't publicize what I have. Um, I don't have enough that I can start a war. I just have it just to protect what's mine and who's in this house. Um, Now we see a lot of these particular, and this is where indoctrination has really backfired on a lot of people. People are so easily to get mind control because aren't these teenagers just doing all these damn shootings?
oh yeah,
It ain't no grown ass man. It's somebody that you give a little bit of power. Oh, that's important, B. I am not a big fan of NRA. I mean, I ain't trying to come at you, Melissa. I ain't really coming at you at all. But I mean, no. What I'm saying is guns are. You see teenagers doing these killings. You don't
those,
see 30, 40-year old, and if you do find somebody that's that old, it is a mental illness. Like that situation that happened in New York in the subway. That man is mental illness.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. But
but
here's my
then,
thing: why you talking about the young people? This is my thing. It's like somebody that's 18 years old. they're loners. Um, they probably were bullied in school. You know, they fit a certain type, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how is it that you always find out that they were with some group on the internet, you know, even though they were outcasts, and these groups were in this information, and then you find a manifesto. If you're that alone, it's because you're writing this 800-page manifesto. How do you get out of the house writing an 800-page manifesto? You know what I'm saying? So it is. So there's not just influence; they're being guided because they know the type, and so they'll slip them a name, they'll slip them a address, they'll slip them a time, and things happen.
And you know, there's other thing that's interesting. Like, for instance, this situation that happened in Texas. Um, it's funny when we started to hit the blame game. Where
Yeah,
they getting all this money to buy all this fucking equipment?
you talk
Because I
about the
mean,
weapon
if you,
itself,
yeah, because if you tally up, like again, 18 years old, the majority of them dudes, the stuff they have on is like $5,000 to $9,000 worth of equipment,
right?
and they're not coming. You know, you hear this dude is from Texas. They say, you know, he's coming from a poor family. You don't walk around with two fucking ARs if you got a poor family.
Right,
ARs ain't cheap. ARs are starting off at 1,500.
right. So I mean, since we're putting it out there as theory anyway, I mean, it's just like South Chicago. We're in this poor nation, or in this poor city. Where are these weapons coming from? High
I mean,
grade weapons, high
yeah,
grade ammunition. You know, where is it? It's a war zone. Where?
ain't
But
no gun shops around selling these guns.
I digress. You know that man. Listen, there's always business for chaos, right? Meaning that somebody's always going to stir the pot to make sure that the masses never focus on what's truly going on and never really see, because all we're trying to do right now is fix the symptoms. Nobody wants to see what the problem is because nobody wants to talk about the problem. When you start talking about problems, you're whining, you're being a victim. You know, no, I'm trying to articulate what the problem is.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you gonna make me dissect this. I ain't got time to dissect this because I mean a lot of this. Oh man, and it's funny because that Vegas situation. I was in Vegas actually the week after that happened. Um,
Wow.
Sandy Hook situation, Orlando killer. You know, they were not teens as well. The Chicago threat killers.
Here to kill
Yeah, you know what, this dude? I hear that a lot. A lot of people, you know, when people talking and they, talking about black on black crime, and I was like,
him.
y'all act like it ain't no white on white crime or no Asian on Asian crime, but at the same time, the first thing they throw up is Chicago, and I'd be like, have you ever been to Chicago? No.
Yes.
So, I mean, I have.
Yep.
So that's kind of like if you've never been somewhere, why you'll bring it up because that lets me know where you at within your news. You going by what the news tell you. Because if
Right.
Chicago is not the only city. But then if you want to talk about Kellen, let's talk about 1919. Let's talk about, you know, what was that? The massacres that was going on in Chicago when the race wars happened,
Right.
you know.
Race wars in Chicago, Atlanta, New York, all
What
about
was
the
the
same
name of
thing.
it though? What was the name of it though? It had a name. I forgot the damn name of it. It had a name to it. Bloody something. I don't know, Mr. Alex. You got something for me? What was it? The massacres that was going on in Chicago between 1990s and then 1919 and 1921. Uh, it's funny.
Plus two, I want to chime in
What?
with you, when you were saying black on black crime. Uh, Black on black crime is just like, I don't want to say gaslighting, but you gotta look at it from perspective. Crime, it in its essence, is all about vicinity.
Hmm.
Whatever you're closest to is what you normally. Thieves don't really travel to the next city to rob something. If they've been scoping, walking the neighborhood, they'll go through somebody's window to probably somebody they know, and it's mostly because of vicinity. So even like when neighborhoods are beefing with each other, it's the neighborhood next to each other. So there's shooting, there's robbing, there's killing, there's stealing, but it's all because it's in close proximity. And so black people live with black people mostly. White people live with white people mostly. Everybody keeps to themselves for the most part. I'm not saying there's not diversity, but in lower neighborhoods, it's usually uh, black. And so because there's black people with black people, of course, if you rob, shoot, kill, you're gonna kill a black person. It's the same in any community that's of the same uh, ilk.
And I think Eric was saying something. I don't know who this person is. I might have to look
Oh,
it up.
Aleister Crowley, I know who he is.
Okay.
He was like English aristocrat, obsessed with the occult, right?
Hmm.
And he was so obsessed with the occult, speaking to spirits and demons and all of this. Uh, but he believed that uh, he, how could I put it? I'd have to explain what he really believed, and it'd take really, really long time. But believing that they were the ancient people, right, and
Yeah.
that white people were the ancient people, and that um, everybody else would be annihilated. And and it was like that's what was supposed to happen. Do as thy will. That's where it comes from. Do as thy will. Meaning whatever makes you happy, you do that.
And I
And
think
it
that's
don't matter. It
you
don't matter about law. It don't matter about customs. It don't matter about people's uh, proximity to you. He said, "You do what you will, whatever you want to do."
but ain't eugenics is just a theory of somebody's personal opinion. Ain't no fucking facts behind this.
No, eugenics is something specific. It's specifically trying to annihilate a certain a genetic species. They're trying to kill you, B.
Say what?
I said they trying to kill you.
They're trying to kill us, but at the same time, they trying to because I mean, like I said, we people need to open their eyes and start seeing what's really going on.
Right,
You see the situation, like I said, that's the situation that happened in Texas. Them kids, majority of them was Hispanic. Um, Something most people was like is immigration. They just happened to be kids that came over the border.
right.
Um,
Hey, B, click on what Eric said. You can trace them to.
Say again.
Click on what Eric said.
About
You
which
can
one?
trace it to Bill Gates. All right. Now, if you're talking about Aleister Crowley, what it really is Bill Gates' grandfather was actually part of the eugenics group.
Yeah.
And so when you listen to Bill Gates talk about overpopulation and what it takes, why do you think the Africans stopped taking those shots?
Because a
Because
lot
he
of
was
his shots was
sterilizing
more,
people
it
over
was causing all kinds of birth defects.
there. Right.
In
And
the
he was
form of the
sterilizing the women. And but
but this, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people ain't paying attention to it. I mean, we see the situation what happened with COVID. I think COVID situation. I hate people that died or anybody that suffered any major situations or you lose a loved one because of COVID. Um, that wave came through. I mean, that was just a test run because it put everybody in place. It aligned in their minds. It aligned. It didn't align the people that they really needed to put in check because in the black community, it didn't put that much fear.
you know why? It was funny because when it first came out and they were talking about, they didn't really know what it was, but yet they didn't know what it was, but they tells you it would be 3 years. It was a 3-year process. It would be 3 waves to it. They told you that at the very beginning. And at the very beginning, black people was like, we're not getting sick. It doesn't affect black people. If you notice, that strand disappeared and a new strand came out and black people started getting sicker than everybody else.
And then it faded off.
Right.
So again, we're giving you our opinion. Look it up for yourself. Mr. Allison gave us the red summer of 1919. Check that out. That's a deep one. That kind of sets off a lot of situations that happen. He also put out. I need to research that one. You're gonna make me do a show on that one. If I get the research and that's interesting, I'm gonna look that one. I'm gonna put that out there. We all know about the situation that happened in Rosewood, and I think we talked a little bit about this. Did we not, Jerome?
A little bit about Rosewood. Oh, the New Orleans.
No, the one in New
Yeah,
Orleans. I
we
think we
did.
would. Yeah, we did talk about that one in
Yeah,
the
we
prior.
kicked off the first civil rights uh, battle.
All right, let's see what Melissa put out there. I kept the same energy this whole time. It was to target us. Yeah, I never changed who I was. I mean, I never changed anything about it. It's just the fact is, it's you hear it kind of dying down, and then you hear because it used to dominate the news, especially if you was to watch any of the 6:30 news, like you know the ABC News or the. Now it's kind of like how they used to put the numbers up of how many people died or how many people contracted it. I think maybe last month or the month before we had to go back to mass in Philly,
Right.
and it only lasted 4 days. So
Right.
what about at oh yeah, that's yeah. We might have to do a series on that one too, because actually,
About the lace. Yeah.
that right there that is I learned a lot by just certain ones. So it's kind of like every lake that you go to, might need to check out and find out what was there maybe 100 years prior.
Right. That is true. They covered plenty of towns with lakes.
Let's see, Melissa. Melissa says she walking and she talking. I like this. She out here getting her exercise in and she doing. I actually think it was a political strategy too. I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 cents on that one because I feel like, and you know what, and if we're gonna talk about political, why the hell can we stop being pawns and stop being played by everybody? Because neither one of these damn right wings or left wings. You notice the right wing and left wing. That means they're part of the same fucking bird. They
Well,
don't give two shits about anybody. I
you know
mean,
why? You know why we can't stop being pawns?
go ahead.
No, we don't understand we in a game. You don't
We
understand.
just playing checkers.
You don't even understand you're in a game. It ain't even checkers. It ain't Scrabble. You know, it ain't Monopoly. All these, you can name all these games, but they don't realize that you're inside of a game. You're
So it
inside
goes.
of a matrix for real. And it's not like digital illusion. You're inside of reality that's being controlled by somebody else.
So you're inside of a matrix.
Because,
It's
well,
funny. He just said
Matrix,
it.
Matrix, um, Matrix is a movie. And what I mean by that is because the word matrix, and it is used in the Bible, Brian. Uh, the word matrix actually comes from the female anatomy.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and that's what it's about. It's the mother side of things, uh, like the matriarch. But it doesn't really have is used that for the movie, and the movie is what it is. And so it's kind of it's more pop culture reference than the reality of the word. But I mean, we don't
But it is a
understand
system,
that
though. It is a system. I
yeah,
mean,
it's a system. It's a definite system. You don't understand that you're being manipulated. When I say manipulated, is like when you have test subjects, right?
uh,
You subject, and then you got a subject that you don't do anything to. And if you look at America, there's a control subject, and then there's the other subject that just reacts to all things, and everybody's introduced to the same thing, but we react differently because one has been controlled and acts freely.
uh-huh.
They're, and they're both is inside of the same experiment, though.
And that's what it is. It's a fucking experiment. It's a social experiment. And we keep playing with it. But see, this is the thing about the social experiment is it's a law. You have to participate in it, no matter what.
Yeah,
You have to participate in it no matter what. And it's funny when your kids have to go to school. If they want to be citizens in this country, they have to go to school. So you
you
have
had
to
to be
go,
indoctrinated.
you gotta be indoctrinated. You have to be you got to get your immune all your shots in. So that means I gotta plug you in with whatever I need to put in your system. Now I'm not saying that some of them prevent what it does. Some of them might do. I don't know. Um, it's just kind of funny when people people starting to resist back when you're starting to get forced. Because I tell you what, if I holler out, they come to get your guns. Hell, fucking YouTube probably take us off because
But I mean,
it's a
what's but see, that's a control, right? That's a
that's a
control.
religion.
Listen to what I'm saying. That's a
Okay.
control because that's a trigger.
Yeah,
When
that's
you
what you.
say that, they act a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Now you look, when have they ever attempted to take anybody guns? When? Tell me one time. So why is it even 100 years later still so ring to certain groups? It's a control. Because if they take your gun, now you had to defend yourself with your hands. You know your hands ain't good as that other group.
Ha! Fucking
So
hands
it's
is.
triggering. So that's it's just amazing to me that you can use these code words and these spells and make people do whatever you want to do.
That mother said spells. Spells.
Yeah, there's a lot of spells out there on these people.
Because it's funny because some of my workers that I'm around, they got 10 to 15 guns, and they was like, oh yeah, I just went and bought a new gun. And I'm like, I trust me, the one I got perfect. I mean, as long as it does what it's supposed to do. I mean, you can be loading it up, or you start to see the indoctrination when it comes to guns between parents to children. They growing up into a gun culture. That's why I said I feel like it's a different religion. And if you ever go back and somebody, trust me, it's a certain type of worship. How about that? How about I say that? Not say religion, but say worship. Is that better?
No, no, I understand when you use the word religion. I understand where you're going with. And this, to me, it's always been a gun culture. You know,
This whole
um,
country is on a gun culture.
I mean, it's always been. Uh, like you could go anywhere in America and say, "Man, I'm hot as a pistol." And everybody know what you're talking about. You know, what I'm saying it's a gun culture. You kids will say that
I'm
they
gonna
out
say,
there shooting it. They hit.
pistol.
They say I'm 38. I'm 38 special. You know, it's a gun culture, man. You know, we act like like guns ain't been around us all our lives. Man, stop. And
All I
why are
gotta
you
tell
still
people,
so triggered by saying, he's going to take your guns? Obama, the black man, is going to take your guns, right?
or the
Man,
Democrats,
when have they ever done that?
never,
The
never
law
said it was.
specifically says that you're allowed to muster into a militia. Well, you got to have guns to be in a militia. It's
Oh, my
funny when
favorite.
the Black Panthers wanted to be a militia. Ooh, whoa, whoa, stop that.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan put a big hold to that.
I mean,
Mr.
I'm
Governor,
talking about
Mr.
the 60s,
Governor,
though.
but he was the governor of
Six,
California
seven.
then. But you know
Yeah.
what though? You know a famous saying that I tell people: I got 45 ways to change your mindset. They're like, huh? Yeah, I got 45 ways to change your mindset. And they're like,
See, that's gun culture talk, Brian.
I know that was it's one of my favorite sayings. But you're right. But I don't live that gun culture. I don't. I and it is. I'm in Philly, and people
What's your
who
favorite? What's your favorite rap artist?
ooh, come on, man. I got rap artists. I got groups. I have. If you was to say, I'm gonna tell you now, it ain't what everybody think it is. My top five. I mean, Biggie might be in that five, but then I mean, I go with lyricists. I go with people like Black Thought. I go with people like Common. People that I listen to. I go with on a lyrical wordplay.
I got
Is
you.
you know what I'm saying?
The
Now
metaphor.
when I'm pissed, it's something serious. So if I'm in a public enemy mode, or If I'm in a NWA mode, it's like it goes to it, and I think that's what sometimes a lot of times I kind of picture it's like what I feel like listening to, or if I'm really pissed and I'm really like on a fight the power type of mess. Sometimes certain music can tell you what type of mood you're in, or when I'm like really frustrated, I have to put on jazz to calm my ass down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I need that I need that melody to start bringing whatever it is out. You
I
know,
got
so music can tell you, and it is in the music. It's kind of like you can get hype when you listen to something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Karis One is one of my dudes too. So it's kind of like I'm a old school. Actually, my son listens to old school too, which is kind of crazy. Because I mean, I know he listens to my car, but he'd be in here jamming off of some other stuff, dude. He caught me off guard the other day. He was like, "Dad, you ever heard of MF Doom?" I was like, "Man, get the hell out of my face! I do know MF Doom. Yeah, I know him." I started playing some of my songs. He was like, "Oh, so you listen to this?" But my wife was like, "What the hell you do to my boy? Because he don't listen to some of the crazy stuff that's out there.
you. Right.
He listens to, and I mean, I'm a lyricist. I listen to a nice beat and a nice flow. But you might throw some crazy stuff on, and I might just get amped. So yeah, it's kind of like listening to the Pied Piper, and whatever the Pied Piper puts on, it puts you in that whatever mode.
And that
I
move.
know I know crew cut be killing, which is be true. Some of the music that is out there is hell to me is garbage. But at the same time, I know how my parents feel now. When hip hop came out, they wasn't big on hip hop when hip
Right.
hop first came out. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't on, you know, because I mean, come on, you gotta understand when I first heard hip hop, my first rap, I think my dad bought LL Cool J.
Yeah. My radio.
Is it my radio? Or it had to be or the when Crush Grooving came out.
Yeah.
So
That's my radio. I
yeah, so
like
you
it.
got you have Ron DMC, you have
Yeah.
and it took him a while to get to it because not when you study the history of that, that's really you listen to a lot of James Brown or a lot of funk bands and you never pay no attention to it. Now, what I like to do is when I hear a song, I want to find the originals, where the original beat come from, or how they chopped it up. So that's something that when I do hear something, I want to hear like, where the hell did they get this from? And then listen to the original song. I'll be like, damn, it's genius in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But but we don't appreciate nothing that our forefathers put in front of us, or you know, we kind of look at it. Oh, that's old. So who cares? That ain't what's going on today. And it's kind of like it is. It's just a different time frame.
Right.
History repeats itself. The fact is,
You
most
don't
people
make
don't
any
pay no
changes.
attention to it. So what up?
I said if you don't make any changes, it does.
So it's just kind of interesting, man, when you starting to see things. Again, you see the gas prices going up. You hear the gas prices went up because of the war in Russia. Then we turn around and we sending billions of money over there to help a country to hold secrets. Ooh, ooh. Did I get it? Did I hit it?
Oh, you saying?
Am I crossing? Am I crossing over? Am I going too far over it? You need to pull me
Nah,
back.
you just alluding to something. You never really said anything.
You don't send money to people unless it's a reason. unless, I mean, think about it. This country has been in the news for the last 4 to 5 years.
Right.
They know so much. It's something that, it got to be something because you're not sending that, you didn't send that money to Haiti. You don't send that money to Africa. You don't send that
Right.
money to any of the damn cities that get hurt during any of these hurricanes here. But you'll package up that type of money and everybody rallies behind that shit?
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's funny when I see it now, I see the bumper stickers. Because, I mean, it's kind of funny I got to have these conversations. Yo, what's up, Mr.? What's up, Jeremy? And it's funny when you're hearing this stuff and you see it go down, you see gas prices rise. Price of oil never changed, but gas prices rise. Hmm.
Right.
Gas,
Why is that?
gas prices rise.
Right.
Food prices rise, but you see truckers all damn day driving. Hmm. What the fuck is really going on? Or
It's called a money grab.
yeah, the capitalists are capitalizing.
On your fear.
And the funny part is, the old man that's in charge is too fucking old to realize it because we're so worried about over there. When you focus on something else,
Man,
anytime people got to understand
they
when
just
something crazy go down,
they
dude, pay attention to what else going on.
they just he just happy to be awake, you know, and didn't pee on himself. But listen, the first, I think some of the first podcasts that we were doing, it was just audio, before we were doing video. I always likened uh, what's going on in the right now to David Copperfield. I used to love David Copperfield.
Hmm.
He was an illusion, right?
Yeah,
And see, they would always show you something while they move things in the background, right? Because your eyes are forward, they're in front of you.
hmm,
So you keep your eyes focused on what's in front of you,
facts.
right? But off to the left a little bit, I'm shifting things. Off to the right a little bit, I'm shifting things. So your vision is forward. And that's how America, that's how they catch people. We're mostly looking forward and we're so gullible. We believe what we see, you know? And because we believe what we see, they put these things in front of us and have us to focus. And because we're focused on them, we don't see the slight movements, you know? We don't see the slight changes that are going on. And it's only after it's over with, it's like, wow, when did they do that? How'd they do that? What was your focus on? What was you looking at? The sleight of hand always gets you.
It's like a fog. It's like your mirror's not clean and you got to clean it. And then when you clean it, be like, damn, my shit been fogged up like this whole time because your wages ain't going up. Rent is going up. And it's kind of funny when you look at everything. Everything is going up, and they kind of get into the fact that think about it, housing is even going up. My house is
Yeah,
it's
it's,
almost 50. It's almost 50K more than what it was when I bought it 3 years ago.
I told you, it's a money grab, man.
And then
They can
everybody,
make
then I
money,
get these,
is
I mean,
making money.
then I get these letters to sell, 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 and then I'm kind of like, and then it's like, babe, we can make about this much money off of this house, and she was like, yeah, but you got to realize we got to buy another house,
Exactly.
and that house is
And
going to
the
be
price,
overpriced.
and it's overpriced, right?
Damn. She was like, so you thinking you making money, when you actually you giving it to somebody else this more. So, um,
Right.
I mean, I'm blessed to say that I end up beating that crazy market. Um, Now I'm starting to, I wasn't paying attention to a lot of things, but I guess thanks to COVID, no, no, thanks to the fucking redheaded stepchild that made you sit back and you focus on a lot of things. So he just brought a lot of stuff up for attention. And I feel like he might have was doing this out of the kindness of his heart and just got greedy with it. He got greedy.
Man, listen,
Sometimes some people when they I try to do something and then you know, it's always about who you're around. And it's all about how easy you can be influenced. Me and you can have a talk and we can talk for an
people,
hour.
people are influenced really easy. Uh, and when they get influenced, it usually lasts. It becomes part of that cognitive distance. Um,
Oh, you brought that major word up again.
so if man, listen, when people have been indoctrinated, you can talk similar to the indoctrination, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
believe
Mm-hmm.
anything that sounds similar to it. They'll
Sure.
believe
Sure.
because they've been indoctrinated to believe it without cause. You don't even have to press it upon them.
But and it's kind of like what news is today.
That's exactly what it is.
Because it's like
It
now,
guys,
don't always want to look at the news, man. It's just it's. I didn't listen to the news until Mr. Redhead came into play, and I was like, hmm. Now to the fact is, I'm like, man, I wish he just didn't come because I'd rather not pay no attention. It's kind of like if you gonna give me, if you just, I know you gonna go in raw, but I know just lube me up before you go.
check this
Now
out.
it's to the fact that it's like, hey, guess what? I'm coming,
Right.
and I don't even care if you care or not.
Check this out. When you say like, right, check
Mm-hmm.
this. Just peep this. So
Mm-hmm.
news started out where it was written on paper, and some people bought a paper and got the news. Others, you just heard what was going on in the neighborhood, right? Or just heard.
Facts.
Uh, TVs came out,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody says, "Hey, we could add the news to the television." So the news only came on in the evening. You got that 6 o'clock evening news, right?
Facts.
And then as it progressed, you got it in the morning when you woke up. So you got it in the morning and you got it in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are so addicted that you got to have a channel 24 hours a day talking about news. They're so addicted to news that you got to have a phone in your hand seeing what's going on social media news. We're indoctrinated and so addicted to news that they created what they call a news cycle. That's news cycles where things cycle. They have a time cycle of when you get a story and how long it should stay out before the next story comes.
Mm.
And we're so indoctrinated and we're so addicted, we don't even understand that. We
True.
don't understand that there's a time cycle for how long you talk about something.
That is true.
Until then, bam, here's the next thing. Because why? We used to didn't be so dependent upon it. Like I said, if you bought a newspaper, you did. You didn't, you didn't.
I
If you
mean, hell, we
didn't,
used to get a lot of our information through Jet Magazine. And
you
the
know
only
what I'm
reason I
saying?
put that was because I had the damn girls.
Yeah, that was once a month. It was nice too, wasn't it?
But today they bombard you with it. It'll come across your phone. It'll come across everything because, like for instance, this whole Johnny Depp thing, like the
I'm like, why? Who cares? I don't
Was it that fucking big? I never watched none of his fucking movies. Let me see, what movie have I seen that he was in? None of them. It's not a big dude. I was like, people watching that shit like it was fucking soap opera. Like, oh my god, guys, she just.
Yeah, and now people have an opinion of her. I don't really care. You know, she ain't
I couldn't
making
tell you what
my
movie she was in. I didn't even know she was an actress.
money.
So I mean, and it's funny because it's like it's so much stuff they keep putting in these damn movies. I mean, it's. Have you watched any of the new? I mean, it's kind of funny. The new Star Wars trilogy, the new Star Wars is on Disney Plus.
Uh,
Obi Wan
yeah,
Kenobi.
I watched some of them. Yeah,
No, have you watched the latest one, the Obi Wan Kenobi one?
yeah, I've seen it.
Have you not noticed the racism that's going towards that black lady that's playing? I mean, she is getting dragged,
Oh, you
and it's
talking about on
like,
Twitter?
yes, and
Oh
it's
no, I
and
hadn't
it
paid attention to that.
and it's so bad that the dude that's playing Obi Wan Kenobi had to come out and say something about it, about the hatred and the racism that's getting towards her, the threats that she's getting for playing a character.
But that shows you that it's anywhere. It's a part. It's ingrained in this society. I mean, ingrained in this society. That
I actually like her ass. I was like, this damn girl serious as shit. But I mean, but to see the evil that's put upon us, like people comment on everything that you do. I'm glad we
right.
don't care about people comment on what we do because we gonna do whatever we do. We ain't sponsored by nobody. This is our thing. I don't even care if it's just me and Jerome that's on. We talk like this all the time. Half the time, you should hear the conversations we having, and we were like, "Damn, we should have put this shit on live."
Right.
Because that's what happens when you talk to somebody that your mind is connected to. You will have some deep talks. I mean, some of the most serious stuff, some of the stuff that y'all probably would love. Me and Jerome just sitting here just talking, and and then be like, "Yo, Jerome, we need to do a show about this." And it's kind of like it's like you need to write it down right then and there. That's how crazy some of this stuff is about us. And I
Right.
mean, again, coming on, it energizes me. It it kind of centers me because it's been a crazy couple of weeks, but at the same time, I'm still pushing forward. And I appreciate Jeremy putting out there, keep giving us, the soul food, and I'm like, just comments like that just gives us keep pushing because I know we go deep into history, and a lot of people will be like, well, where you get that information from? I'll be like, I got books. Who say those books are real? Whose books are true? I said, well, everything that you learned in school, who said that all that's true? Because all you learning is theories.
Right.
Everything that you learn in school, science, history, theories, period. I mean, math is math. Everything else is somebody's theory. And don't forget about that. Don't forget though, they also telling us about UFOs too. So they getting you the fear of our people coming back to get us. Ooh, did I drop that one? I ain't got no bomb. I ain't got no bomb. Man, I need to get a soundboard. That's what I need to do. They talking about UFOs now. Mm.
Oh yeah. What, they real now?
Yeah, they real now. I gotta keep you in fear, so you always trust and depend on the government. Period.
Yeah. I mean, that's how fear works. You don't want you don't want anybody to ever realize how strong. Because once it's just like having a bull, right? I put up these fences, right? And I
Hmm.
keep this bull in fear of me. I keep him in this certain place. I use him to mate and to make other cows, and so I can have meat and milk. But all along, the bull is the strongest one there. He just doesn't know it.
But he will test you though.
Oh, he'll test you. But that's why you get cow prodding.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta,
why
you
you
gotta, you need a
that's why
weapon
you get a stronger fence.
because if you was by yourself, you already know you're about to get tossed up.
Exactly.
About to get
But
tossed up like
but
some.
fear, man, fear. They keep you in fear so you don't realize who you are, where you're at, and what's going on. They'll even make you think that they brought you here from another country to work. Yeah, all along. Ain't that crazy?
But no proof.
No proof. It don't need proof.
No proof, no evidence. And when you think about it, god damn it, you still can't fathom to understand how the hell this shit. What?
Yeah, how'd you make that?
Because people in Africa ain't even scared of you. So you thinking y'all just went there and just stole half a quarter of the population and it was like, nah, fuck it, they don't need y'all. Mhm.
Right.
I posted something on Facebook and it was kind of funny. I wish I'm gonna start posting on my TikToks. Some of this
And,
stuff it
and
kills me.
it's funny to me, like, man, the whole situation uh, of the human trafficking that they
Ooh,
said was going on at that time, which a lot of people call slavery, but it was a lot of human trafficking going on. That's still going on today. Um, if not, it's probably more people being today than it was back then.
true.
Um, it's because run through the numbers just don't make sense. They've never made sense. Um, if you can explain to me how these black people are continuously having these babies out of wedlock, right?
Hmm.
Everywhere. But the population has been 12% for the last 100 years. How, how my math is thrown way out. They want you to believe that you're such a small percentage of the people that are here in America. Why?
I think it's reverse.
Why?
Hey, Eric put up something which is interesting. Let's see this. Hmm. That's why I don't ever think they went. Because how the fuck you go to the moon and how do you feel like I know how to get back and don't overshoot this damn planet? Did you get it?
Did I get it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, for one, is the moon as far away as they say? That's one. I mean, because you can get your phone and damn near focus in on the moon. Yeah.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
and
Uh oh.
I mean, if that's true, then I should be able to get on top of my house and
If I can look at it on a telescope, which is a magnified lens,
I give you that, yeah.
I can. All right, we get off of that because I know that's a
What you
whole.
talking about? 200, what is it? 255,000 miles? Is it something like that? Miles?
Miles.
Really? Are we
Miles.
saying it that clear? Damn, I can barely read this paper. This here, man. I'm 50 years old, man, but I can see the moon clear. but but I don't know, man. It's crazy. I'm not saying that they didn't go, but I know they didn't film it there. I know
And if
that.
they did go, they saw some shit they didn't want nobody else to know.
Right. Let me
So
ask you this. If Neil Armstrong jumped out of the pod and was the first man to hit there, who was filming? Who filmed him coming getting out? They had Leroy with him. Leroy, get on out of here and see if the atmosphere all right, boy. Here, take his camera.
I digress. Because it's funny though, because you see so many, and they did it live.
Yeah, right. And then the flag, look at the flag. Why does it have to have a stick going through it to hold it straight? Have you not noticed that?
There's no wind there.
It don't matter if it's wind or not. You know, they had the stick in it to make it look like it was staying straight up.
Jeremy talking about, come on, y'all sound like conspiracy theorists. But again, we're giving you our opinion. All right, Jerome.
I'm telling you what I see. I've seen that. You can see it if you look. That's crazy.
All right, we've been on here long enough. Damn, dude, you know how we get. Damn, I didn't think we were gonna go out.
First one back.
All right, y'all. Well, all right, we're gonna wrap this one up. Eric, what you mean where? I don't know what you mean when you say where. He put where. I don't know, man. I actually just that whole moon situation that, us getting to there and getting back and how we know how much fuel we needed to get there, how much fuel
math, baby, math.
What we was gonna need to get off the damn moon.
That's all math. Math.
Yeah. But if you ain't never been to the moon, how you know what it needs to take to land there and then get off and come back here?
Well, see what they done was they sent that monkey up the first time, and they put they put some of that high test gas in there. Sent that monkey up, see how far he went. I'm telling you, and they put 5 bananas in there with it. And they
Dude, let's get off, man. Can we get stupid now? All right, y'all. Let me get my last word. I appreciate everybody coming on. 5 bananas. They didn't even give him 6. They gave him 5. But again, y'all, I appreciate people that came on. I appreciate people participating. Thank y'all for showing just giving us y'all attention, man. Again, this is another 3-Headed Monster podcast. Again, I'm Brother Brian. This is Brother Hell, I know why. I was like, damn, why our names ain't popped up? Because I got these damn banners up. Let me hide these banners. Boom, there it is. That's our names. just in case people wanted to know, check us out on threeheadedmonster.com. That's our website. Um, I have been slacking because I haven't been adding the new ones on there. Also, check us out on YouTube on Three Headed Monster Podcast. Like, share, give us a thumbs up. If anybody got any content that they want us to talk about, you can hit Drone up on his Facebook page. You can hit me up on Brian Edgerton on my Facebook page, or you can email us at threeheadedmonster at 17 at gmail.com. Or do I need to write that down for people to understand that one too?
Say at 17.
Yeah, there's three-headed monster. Yeah, three-headed monster at 17. God damn it, Drone. Now you're going to make me go back and see. I'm fucking. Now you got me cussing. You got me questioning what I just put down.
Well, I'm just saying it's got it twice. Like it.
Oh, three-headed monster 17 at 300. All right. Three-headed monster 17 at gmail.com. Is that better?
That's a lot better.
Okay. All right. Got it. So, I did finally got a lot of our old material that we did put on, that we did audio. So you will be seeing that, the audio. Oh, I'm about to say, man, my thing I got stuck. And again, it's a lot of, we got like another 30 episodes that we got to put out here. And it just, you'll see, just the logo and it just us talking, because that's what we like to do, just put stuff out there. So, again, thank you. Appreciate you for the love. And Jerome, get your last words out, my man.
All right, I'll be quick.
You gotta be quick.
Whatever. They still asking questions, but I don't want to get into that. Not tonight.
I know, dude.
We'll do that another night. And thank you, Eric. We'll get into that though.
Eric trying to set it off, dude.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've been on, so we went a little longer than normal, but that's just the connection that we all have with each other and with y'all. We feel y'all energy y'all on, so keep asking questions, like, share, subscribe, the notifications for whenever the three-headed monster is on. But other than that, man, just keep researching, studying, because if you're not growing, then you're dying. So one love to everybody. Peace.
Peace.